So we know that when multiplying two two-digit numbers using the grid method, we partition both of them and write the partitioned numbers on the grid. But now let's look at column method multiplication. With column multiplication, we start always by multiplying the units. So 5 times 6 is 30. We write the first digit in small under our tens, and we keep it small so that we don't confuse it with other numbers in the question, or some teachers might tell you to write the first digit at the top. Then we write the units digit in our answer line. So back to our grid method. So far we've answered 5 times 6. Now what we do with our column method next is we go to the tens digit of the number at the top, so this 5, and we multiply that by our units digit. Now 5 times 6 is 30, but then we have to add the 3 tens we made by multiplying our units. So we have 33, and because we're not multiplying by any further place values to the left, we can write both digits in our answer line. So now we've multiplied our 5 tens by 6. So let's look back at our grid method. 50 times 6 is 300. And look at the numbers we have so far. You can see that in our column method we have 330, and if we add up these two numbers in our grid method, we also have 330 in total. So we're halfway through our question. Now we can multiply 55 by this 4 digit, but because this 4 really stands for 40, we write a 0 in our answer line, because really we're multiplying by 40, not 4. But then, once we've written a 0, we follow the same steps. 5 times 4 is 20, so that's a 2 under the next place value column along, and a 0 in our tens column answer line. So looking back at our grid method, we've done 5 times 40, which is 200. Now, finally, we can multiply our tens digits together. Now 5 times 4 is 20, but we need to add the 2 down here. So we have 22, and because there aren't any hundreds for us to multiply, we can just write both digits of 22 in our answer line. So looking back at our grid, 50 times 40 is 2000. But let's compare our answers. On the second line of our column method, we have 2200, and if we add the first column of our grid method, we also have 2200. So although these methods look completely different, they're actually quite similar. So now, like with the grid method, the last thing to do is add up our totals. So we're adding 330 and 2200. And that gives us our answer, 2530. Now let's try 47 times 26. We already know how to solve this using the grid method, so let's look at the column method. Notice the first line, we're multiplying 47 by 6, and then in the second line of the column method, we're multiplying 47 by the 2 digit, and because we write 0 in the units of our second answer line before multiplying by 2, we're really multiplying by 20. So let's start. 7 times 6 is 42. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Now we've finished multiplying by 6, so let's multiply by this 2-digit now. The 2-digit really stands for 20, but rather than multiplying by 20, we'll get the same answer if we just write a 0 in our units answer line and then multiply by 2. So 7 times 2 is 14, so 1, 4. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And now we just add up our answers. Now let's look at 95 times 19. 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 9 is 81, plus 4 is 85. Now we remember our 0 in our units. 5 times 1 is 5, 9 times 1 is 9, so we add up our two answer lines to get our answer. So now pause the video and see if you can answer these two questions using column multiplication. 2 times 4 is 8, 7 times 4 is 28. Now a 0 in our units because in this line we're multiplying by a tens digit. 2 times 2 is 4, 7 times 2 is 14. And then we add up our totals to get our answer. Now onto this question. 0 times 9 is 0. 7 times 9 is 63. Onto our tens digits multiplication, so a 0 in our units. Now 0 times 3 is 0. 7 times 3 is 21. Then we add up our two totals to get our answer.